Hello and a very warm welcome back to the channel, and if you're watching this video on the day of its release, a very happy new year to you too. Now today we're going to be taking a look at silver bars and discussing whether or not it's okay to take them out of their original packaging, and to help us do that we're going to be taking a look at a few of the 1 ounce silver bars I've got hiding away in the back there. Now before I do this, I would just like to say you can of course do whatever you like with your silver at home. These are just my recommendations, but with that being the case, let's get on with the show. So the first piece we're going to be taking a look at today is this 1 ounce square Geiger bar right here, and as you can see these do come in these absolutely stunning assay cases. As you can see, it's got a little scan bar there where you can check to test its authenticity. It's got some information about the bar. They do look absolutely stunning, but the thing about these cases is they are designed that you are unable to open them without damaging the case. So like this kind of bar right here, I would highly recommend to never remove from its case. You will pay more to receive it in the assay case. Now you can buy these 1 ounce bars on their own without the case, and you will always find they do sell at a slightly cheaper price than the ones that come in the original assay cases. So as I say, if you have a bar like this and it comes in an original manufacturing packaging assay case with the information and details for you to be able to authenticate the bar, never take it out of that case, because you will just devalue the bar immediately after doing so. So that's the first kind of case we're going to take a look at today, and that's the hard plastic encapsulated case, quite similar to the kind of capsule you'll get when you have a coin returned from a grading service like NGC or something like that. But as I say, it's a hard no on these ones for me anyway. So the next one we're going to take a look at right now is this Royal Mint Celebration bar, which came out this year in 2023. They're a lovely looking bar, and some of them were originally sold. Now not all of them. It did cause some controversy when these bars first came out, because some of them were sold in this assay case and some of them weren't. It just had the blister plaque without the actual livery and details from the Royal Mint. Now if you were able to get one with the assay card details on there, I would once again recommend not taking it out of this original packaging. Purely because, once again, it does help it hold a little bit more of its premium, and if you were to remove it from that assay card, it would highly likely devalue your silver in doing so. So same as the Geiger, with this kind of thing I would highly recommend never taking it out of its case and just leaving it in there. Okay, so that's the first couple of types of packaging out of the way, and as I say, both of those types, whether or not it's the hard plastic case or the rigid blister pack with the assay cards, I'd highly recommend never breaking them out of those cases and just keeping them in there to retain that premium on the piece of silver. But the next one we're going to be looking at, and this one right here, and you can see I've got a couple of bars which have been very generously gifted by my good friends the Cranky Stacker and Cyber Soundman. Now if you have a bar in this kind of packaging, as you can see, it is a sealed package, it's a sealed blister pack. They're both quite soft and pliable plastic. You can move the packaging around like that. Now this kind of packaging right here, I would say it's down to personal preference, because it really serves no additional person being in this package. I don't like it. I know there's a lot of people like me out there that just doesn't like the way it looks. You've got a beautiful piece of silver and then this cheap looking plastic just sticking out of each end. I know there's some people that do like it. Cyber Salmon himself, he loves being able to feel the texture of the bars through the plastic, so he's a big fan of these. But as I say, it's personal preference, and for me it's just a big no. I mean, they don't really put any additional value on the bar. The vacuum sealers that you need to put something in this kind of packaging is extremely cheap. So this is, it's just so easy to replicate. It doesn't add any additional security feature to the bar whatsoever. Therefore, it doesn't really affect the premium quite as much. And for me personally, if you had a bar like this and one in a capsule, I would actually go out and buy the capsule, because I know it works out cheaper for me that way, because I would want to put my bar in the capsule afterwards. if I bought it like this, I've got to cut it out like I'm about to do so in a minute, and then I've got to buy an additional capsule, which could be, it could be £1 or £2 on top of the price of a bar. So, it's one of those things. I really don't think it matters, and in that respect, I'm just going to slice the top open there. And as I say, I do have a capsule to hand, which I'm hoping will fit. I think I've checked both these bars, and I think they will both fit if I'm correct. So I'm just going to, it's just sticking to the plastic a little bit, but I'm just going to ease it out so I don't put any fingerprints on the bar. And there we go. Here we go. That's the JM Matthew bar in its nice new capsule, which will, it'll keep it safe better than the blister pack will, because as I say, that is actually quite pliable, and so you could get some dints or knocks on the bar through the packaging. It's a lot more in line with all my other bars. It appeases my OCD so much better, and I just personally think they look better. So I'm going to pop that bar back down there with the other ones, and as I say, right here we have a buffalo, or aka bison bar, which my good friend Cranky sent from the United States of America, and it's the same kind of packaging. So once again, it's the same kind of thing. It's personal preference when it comes down to it. It's not going to affect the value of the piece. You're not going to put yourself in any kind of financial detriment by doing so. So with that being the case, once again, I'm going to pop it out, and once again, hopefully, if my measurements are correct, it should slide out into the capsule. It's kind of stuck onto the, here we go, there we go, and once again, very nice, perfect fit in the capsule. So that's brilliant. So yeah, do you not just think that looks so much smarter, so much neater? If I was to grab a few of my other capsules now, it stacks so much nicer. You know what I mean? So yeah, with the blister packs, I know a lot of people may think differently to me, but when it comes to that kind of thing, feel free, cut it out. If you want to, if you're buying these bars to play with them, then so be it. Personally, as a coin collector, I see these as the antiques of the future, and so I want to keep them in as good a position as possible. In 100 years' time, when maybe some new collector down the line has maybe picked up these pieces of silver, he's going to be really happy that I looked after my pieces. So, I like to think about the history of coins, but I also like to think about the future of the collectible pieces I've got, and what collections they're going to end up in, and whose hands will they end up in. I'm at the very beginning of the journey for this piece of silver right here, which is a brand new Vortex bar from Scottsdale Mint. They've brought out this year, and therefore, this is these first few steps this bar will take on a long journey, which it could be around for hundreds of years. So who knows where this Scottsdale Mint bar will go going forwards. But for now, it's going right there, back on my display stand, which was very generously sent by Jamie Frost over in Japan. But that is about all I've got time for today. So I hope that's helped you make your decisions as to whether or not it's a good idea to take your bars out of their packaging. As I say, for me, if it's ever a packaging which has original manufacturer details and assay information, or a scan to prove the authenticity of a bar, never remove those from the packaging. You will only devalue your silver. If it's one of these plastic flimsy blister packs, then it's completely down to you. I personally think the capsules are a lot better. So with that being the case, I will leave you all by saying, until next time, as always, look after each other, keep stacking, take care, and goodbye.